Good morning and welcome back to Coffee and Colorful Conversation. I'm going to be doing something a little bit different today. Hello, Instagram. I am going live on Instagram today as well as Facebook for my coffee chat. So I hope that people on Instagram that don't know that I'm on Facebook every Wednesday will come over to Facebook and join me every Wednesday at 10 a.m. So welcome back, everyone that does jump on here every Wednesday. Thank you for joining. Hello, Bryn. Hello, Denise. Hi, Elaine. Carolyn, welcome, welcome. So today I wanted to talk about glazing and formulating for glazing. I get so many questions about glazing. I had so many questions about glazing. I started using Redken Shades EQ back 25 years ago when it was first introduced. I've been doing hair 32 years, so Redken Shades EQ has only been around for 25 of those 32 years, and it has been a true revelation and gift to us as a colorist for its gentleness, its predictability. However, I believe it was maybe 1996, I don't know the exact year, but things have changed along the way as far as the formulation goes. And unfortunately, as a colorist, we start to use a product, we like it, we continue to use it, we have no reason to question it. So we don't know the changes that are happening. And I believe that what happened over time is Redken realized, wow, this is a really powerful tool and colorists are really using this for a lot more than we originally designed it for. Therefore, they started to build in background color into the shades. So my formulation, I've had to adjust my way of formulating because prior to the new formulation, there wasn't a lot of background. It was just what you see is what you get, and it's laid on top of the hair, and it didn't have all this background. Now, when I get a hold of a color chart and I read it, I'm blown away by what background is in there that I didn't even know that when I was using it. So that's first and foremost, knowing what is the background of the shade, what is the base of the shade. I think that a lot of people are playing the guessing game and the Hail Mary and the dispensary. I think there's a lot of, oh, I saw the girl next to me do that last week on that girl, and that glaze was amazing. And then they have a client in their chair and they can't wait to try that formulation, but the client in their chair is bringing a whole different thing to the party. She may have prior color on there that was lifted and left a little raw and more golden or orange. She may have completely different porosity issues as far as, does she have a keratin? Does she have a perm? Does she have, is she a swimmer? Does she swim 3 days a week? And she has tons of chlorine in her hair. So I think that people are looking for that one size fits all formula, and they'll reach out on the forums and over and over and over again, I see, can I get that formula, please? That's so amazing. That's beautiful. Does the formula help you? Absolutely. If you see like Jordy from Ann McCabe's studio is a mind-blowing, talented hair colorist who's just starting out and is amazing. I love watching her grow. She's a little more of a risk taker, so she'll do more of those peachy, cool, like not strawberry blonde, they're more violety, but she does these edgy colors, and I'll look at it and I'll be like, wow, how did she get that combination? And I'll reach out to her and say, what did you use on your formula? Not because I'm going to use the exact same thing, but because I want to appreciate that she might have put 9RB with like a drop of one of the really low RVs in there, you know, from a 9 to a 3, but it's only a drop. So you're getting that red violet boost at a lower level, but it's not taking over the level 9. So I know I talk fast and I get really excited when I talk about this stuff, but there's so much more to glazing than just dumping it all over the head, saying the Hail Mary, setting the timer, and processing. There's a difference between applying on dry hair and applying on damp hair and applying on wet hair. I see a lot of what I call lazy glazers that will be in a hurry in the salon. They know the person needs a little bit of a glaze, and they grab a glaze at, a high level, an 8 or 9, and they squeeze it all over the hair at the sink, and they do all this processing porn on their Instagram posts where they're gliding their fingers through and showing you how sheer and shiny it is, but it's on soaking wet hair, and the wet hair is keeping that from really getting in there and depositing. So it's going to be gorgeous the day of the glaze, and the client's going to love it. But, a week or less later, the client's going to call you and say, why does my hair look like white straw? I have no color left in my hair. And they say it washed out. Or when a client says, my blonde faded, it's not as bright anymore. They don't really understand the terminology of what they're asking. The other thing is, do you know the difference between an alkaline and an acid glaze? Do you know your line inside out? Do you know what it's going to do in 5 minutes, in 8 minutes, in 10 minutes, 15, and so on? Is it a progressive color, meaning the longer it stays on, the deeper it gets? Do you have to shampoo it after, or do you just have to rinse it? These are all questions and differences between different lines. Now, when I logged on today, there was an option for a quiz. So I don't know if that shows up for you guys, if you see anything about a quiz. I don't see it on my screen now, but if it's on there, I asked a question saying, what is your biggest formulation challenge when doing glazes? And there was an option for 2 answers. One was formulation, I just guess and pray and hope it works out. The second answer was timing. I freak out when I see it looking so deep, and I hurry up and run to the sink and take it off. I've been very guilty of that, especially, again, not knowing that Redken Shades EQ has changed over the years. It used to be very progressive. It used to deepen as it sat. So you could put a level 9 on me thinking that you're just going to kick out a little bit of the yellow, give it some sandy tone, and think, oh, this is perfect. Just, 15 minutes of a level 9, she'll be perfect. And then all of a sudden you dry the hair and she looks like a level 7 and she's freaking out. I had to get over that and get used to the fact that now, if it's formulated properly, and if you also incorporate some clear into your formula, that it's not going to go too deep, and you have to let it sit. You have to get past the freak out time and let it sit. However, if you did not formulate it properly and you let it sit, you're going to get a darker base. I wanted to share quickly, and I'm not going to get into it completely because I'm doing a total online training for 90 minutes just on glazing. It's called Let's Go Glazy Crazy. For those of you who are members of my Secrets of a Six-Figure Colorist, you guys are invited to the training at no charge. It's part of your course. But I'm opening up just this lesson as a separate lesson to people that are not in the course because I think it's so important, and I know that people are going to love it. So I took the time with my daughter. I went to Salon Centric. For those of you that follow me, I did a couple posts on it, and I spent an entire day swatching out all the different Shades EQ combinations at a level 9 on the 3 different beginning levels. I started with pure white. Everything's opposite on here. Pure white, that like blorangey, goldy color over here, and then your typical pale yellow, but not quite as toned as you would like it. So there were a lot of aha moments and surprises for me. And I glaze hair all day long. I educate. I do not work for Redken. So if you're just joining me and you don't know me and you haven't heard my story, I owned a hair salon for 30 years. I just gave that up in January, and I am now educating full time. So when I talk about a product, I am not receiving commission from Redken. I am sharing with you what I personally use and love in the salon. There's so many new things out there. There's Pulp Riot, there's Guy Tang, there's Pravana, Davines, I think, just came out with a liquid glaze. So I am not telling you have to use Redken Shades EQ. However, I'm telling you, if you do use Redken Shades EQ, I can help you with the formulation part and troubleshooting and knowing what's going to happen when you do this plus this, and what happens with this by itself, and why is this coming out too muddy and drab, and why is this so sparkly and pretty when the formula makes no sense. Good morning. Hey, Nina. Hola. How's California, you rotten bitch? I'm so jealous, but I am finally in the sunshine. I finally have palm trees, just not California. So if you are guessing and praying and phoning a friend like Jeopardy, if you're constantly in the dispensary saying, Jill, come here, what do you think of this client? And everybody's peeking out, looking creepily at the client and trying to do like the drive-by where they're like checking. I've done it when I've trained new colorists. I go, oh, hey, hi, can I get you a cup of coffee? And really I'm like, okay, what is your natural level? What's going on this head? And then we all huddle on the back and say, okay, this is the deal. She has a little bit of banding. She has some orange. You want to use this to counteract the orange. But then on the mids and ends, you don't want to use that because it's going to go green because the ends are yellow. So there's a lot to it. So don't beat yourself up if you've been unsuccessfully glazing. And guys, don't blame the product. I've seen that so many times. This stuff is shit. It sucks. I'm switching lines. And then you have the 42,000 comments on the forums of the people chiming in. Oh, I know, girl. I totally agree. It sucks. It's so muddy. It's so this. Guys, Guy Tang has been so innovative in what he's done for himself in setting up a brand and creating a cult following. A lot of his following are people who aren't even hairdressers. My nieces all know who Guy Tang is. They don't know what I do, and they don't know that I jump on here every Wednesday, but they know who Guy Tang is, and they know exactly what his work is when they see it. So he has created a cult following of not only hairdressers, but other people that are just interested in information on their own hair, or they're kitchen beauticians and they play around with kits at home. But his formulas, when you watch him, it looks like he's just like, I'm just going to throw this on. But that's not happening. He knows exactly what he's doing. He knows exactly how his color performs because he designed it and, you know, told the chemist what he wanted in his glazes. So his rose golds and pinks and fashion colors, he knows them inside and out, and he knows exactly the level that he needs to lighten that client to get them to accept that glaze or toner. The biggest thing for me, the biggest hurdle is the vivids. I am so bad at vivids. I don't get them. I never hit the target that I want to hit when I do them. I have people reach out to me every day in DMs saying this client wants blue, she has this, and I'm like, I'm not your girl, and I refer them to my friend Amanda, who kicks ass at vivids. So I stay in my lane. I talk about what I know, and what I know will help you. And Redken Shades EQ for me has been predictable, reliable, shiny, healthy coverage. It's not mad expensive. Some of these new color lines are coming out, and the price per tube and per bottle is obscene. It's getting out of control. So a little bit goes a long way with your liquid acidic demi. So do you know the difference between a liquid acidic color and an alkaline cream color? If you don't, you need to take my class. If you don't know what a T means in Redken Shades EQ, you have no business using it, and you need to take my class. If you don't understand the difference between using a T and a P, you need to take this class. So I took the whole entire day to take the time to see what happens on each level of color. Most of you don't give a shit and don't want to do that, and you don't have the time, nor do you want to. So for you, for the price of an online webinar with me, you're going to be getting all the results. It's like the Cliff Notes of glazing. You don't have to do all the swatches. You don't have to stand there and time it and do little capfuls of this and weigh and measure. And it was a long, stressful day. But I'm beyond excited about the results and happy to share them with anyone who will listen, because it's important information. So because I'm doing education full time, this is my gig. I'm going to be creating these classes. You guys can attend live, or you can attend at your leisure. As long as you buy your ticket to get there, it doesn't matter when you go. It's better to be live because you can ask me questions, but you don't have to be live. You can jump on there anytime and watch it later. So if any of you have been to my live trainings, I talk a lot and I cover a lot and I always go over, but I never hang up and finish the training until everyone's questions are answered. So if you have a specific glazing question or an issue or a problem client or anything like that, this is the class for you. And I'm also working on a membership that I mentioned on a couple coffee chats ago of hair color rescue. My passion is corrective color. I love it. I am new to this area, so everywhere that I go, I'm looking at everybody's color. And there are women with such bad color walking around proud as a peacock. They think that they're fabulous. They're strutting their stuff and flipping their hair. And it's like orange and yellow and muddy on the ends and hot roots and black roots and cotton candy. And there's so many things that I'm like dying to drag them into my suite. So I came up with the concept of hair color rescue. And here in Florida, I'm not doing regular paying clients. I am approaching people in public places, very public, so I don't get punched in the face when I say it. My husband's mortified because I do it with him with me all the time. He always gets up and goes to the restroom. So I just very kindly approach a person and say, hi, my name's Elaine. I'm new to the area. I'm a hair color expert. I would love to be able to do your hair color for you. I don't say you look like, Joe Dirt and you're scary. I say, I would love the opportunity to work on your color. I have a suite here in St. Pete. The color is free of charge. I just ask that you allow me to videotape the process for online education. So they, instead of thinking, oh my gosh, I look like a crazy person, they think, oh, I must really look good because she wants me to be a model. So it's a softer approach, but the end result is I get to take these people from drab to fab. I film the entire thing, and then it's going to be on my platform. And as a member, you can go on anytime, watch as many videos as you would like. You can come in and out. There's 3 different levels of membership. So you can be as low of a membership just to get your foot in the door and have access to the videos. That's fine. There's all different types of learning. I'm finding in my online course, Secrets of a 6-Figure Colorist, my favorite part is the interaction. The members are sending me messages with a client's photograph saying, this woman's coming in tomorrow. I'm freaking out. What do I do? I love that. So that's all part of the next level of membership is going to be group color coaching, where we're on a Zoom call and it's like the Brady Bunch. Your faces are going to be all around my screen and we're going to be live interacting and troubleshooting color situations. Then there's a whole other level with private coaching where we get into your pricing, your branding, your actual color issues. It's one-on-one. So I figured out a way to reach everyone because my passion and my love is hair color. I eat, drink, sleep hair color. It's on my mind all the time. And I'm here for you. Some people don't like an online course because there's no accountability. There's no reminder to jump on. It's like a self-study. I have people that got done the course so quick and they get a prize because they finished so quickly. And then I have people who haven't even opened it yet and they've invested hundreds of dollars in the course. So everybody's different. Some people just love jumping on this coffee chat, and that's fine. If you just like following me on my crazy coffee chats and you get a nugget of information from this and I help you in your career, then I've done my job. But those are all the levels of involvement that you can have. If you don't already follow me on Instagram, I'm so frustrated trying to be relevant on Instagram. It's taking me so long. I think I'm at 1,900 followers or something, and I've been at it for several years and doing live hair shows in New York and Vegas and Florida and Texas. I'm all over the place and I'm telling people about my Instagram. So I get a lot of love on Facebook. So I decided Instagram, it was time to say hi to you guys and see if there's anybody on there that wants to jump into my coffee talks and wants to follow me. So if you're not already on my mailing list, I would love for you to, I'm not sure if my ManyChat is working on this broadcast. If you comment the word color, it may automatically send you to the ManyChat to sign up. It may not, but comment the word color anyway. And if you want to join my mailing list and know for sure that you got on there, go to my website, expertcolorsolutions.com, and a pop-up box will show up and say, you know, get my top 10 tips to stand out as a colorist, enter your email address, and then you'll be on my email. The live training is Sunday. Of course, I don't have my calendar in front of me. I believe it's the 17th. It's a Sunday at 7 p.m., February 17th, I think. If anybody has a calendar and can confirm that for me. But if you join my mailing list, you'll get an email heads up. You'll get the link to join the class. I hope that you guys will join. If you are confident in your glazing and you're tired of the person using you as their phone a friend, share it with your friends. Tell them to show up for the training. It will be very eye-opening, very enlightening. In the meantime, something that I wanted to share is if you're ever in doubt when you're mixing a glaze and you're working on really pale hair, a lot of us are striving for those icy, frozen type looks in the hair, and they want it super pale, and then they're putting on a glaze that's like a straight up TP or NA in shades, and then they're like, oh my gosh, it's blue or it's green. Redken has seen that Guy Tang is doing all these icy things on Asian girls, and Redken knew that they were losing some of their market to these other competitor colors, that Redken wasn't icy or blue enough. So they've punched it up a lot. The NA series is triple blue. So you really should be very careful at the 9 level, because if you're glazing at a level 9, you're usually lightened to a level 9, and level 9 should not have the need for blue. Does that make sense? If you're already at a level 9, there's no orange in the hair, so you don't need to use blue. And if there's yellow that you're trying to get rid of and you use an NA, yellow plus blue is green. So if you're getting a drab result, that's why. So that's just one of many things I'm going to share. But when in doubt, take a white cotton ball and take the Shades EQ straight, no developer, and put a little drop of it on the cotton ball, and you'll see the base of the color. And I think you'll be very surprised. Do it with a G, the Redken Gs. Put that on a cotton ball and then jump on in the comments, or if you're watching this on the replay, and share your aha moment of putting a G on a cotton ball. I think a lot of times we shy away from the G series because everybody's so anti gold and warmth. But I think that why people are getting into so much trouble and having such issues with glazing is we're stripping the hair so far that there's no pigment left. And then you're getting, you know, what's on this board on the white level was really, really eye-opening to me, how drab the results are when there's no yellow left in the hair. So you really need to understand how the color works, the importance of timing, the importance of application. All of that is covered in this training, and you know, it's going to be great. It's going to save you guys a lot of doing all the swatching. If you're a new stylist and you have the time and the interest, I highly recommend doing swatching yourself. I purchased through my points, Wella has the pivot point little pieces of hair, and that's what I use for this workshop. Normally, I purchase my hair at International Hair Importers out of New York. If you Google International Hair Importers, the phone number comes right up. You can call them and say, I want hair swatches that are, I always get level 5 natural, 50% gray, because I feel like that's a good measurement of any color line and what it's going to do. Look at you, Sparkle Flaps, talking about the green. You're going to be a colorist after all is said and done. I know it. It's in your blood. You were learning color in my uterus. So I hope you guys will join me. I hope that you enjoyed today's chat. I have a hair color rescue that I have to get to. And one little side note, I am now in a suite, and I've owned my salon for 30 years. At all times in my salon in Philadelphia, I must have $15,000 worth of hair color on my shelves. I have liquid demi, I have cream demi, I have semis, I have a little bit of Matrix, a little bit of Wella, a little bit of Redken, a little bit of Guy Tang, a little bit of Kenra. I mean, I had like a plethora of choices behind me. It was like my Oz curtain. I had every color you can imagine. So I could show up any day on the spot, drag a Joe Dirt hair color rescue into my space, and I had all the tools at my disposal. Now I am in a suite that I share with someone. So it's a shared small space. I feel like I'm in a tiny home. I have this little skinny cabinet for my color. So I literally right now have one bottle of 9T, 19V, 19N, 19AA, and you know how quickly we can go through that. And I'm doing these hair color rescues several times a week because I need content for this membership. So today I was like, oh crap, I have to stop at the beauty supply. Now I know what these sweet people are talking about in the forums when they're like, help, I have a client in my chair and I only have this color, this color, and this color. And I used to be like, what? How do you only have 3 bottles of color in your dispensary? I get it now. It's a space thing. It's not, I always thought it was a cheap thing that people didn't want to spend the money on having options, but it's definitely a space thing. So I got creative and I just bought this cute little footstool because the sink, I'm also spoiled. I'm used to the backwash European sink. It's better for my back. I'm older. I've been standing a long time. So now I have to stand on the side again. I'm not loving that. And the sink doesn't have a foot thing for my clients. So I'm very mindful of my clients' comfort because I know how I feel when I'm in certain sinks and it's uncomfortable. So it doesn't have the rubber neck rest. I need to work on that. And it doesn't have a footstool. So I went on Amazon. Everything's always figure outable. I was like, okay, I need a footstool and I need storage for my color. So I got this adorable faux leather black little stool that has a lid and has storage inside. So I am off to my neighborhood salon Centric to pick up extra Shades EQ because my model today has like all different color stripes of old highlights. She's got her natural. She has some orangey pieces. She has some pale pieces, some yellow pieces. I found her on a St. Pete Facebook forum and I advertised for models and I got lots of response, which was great. And I don't know what I'm walking into. So I can't just have one bottle of all the level 9s. I'm going to need some corrective stuff in there. And the NAs are amazing for orange, but for orange. Not yellow, not gold, orange. Blue cancels orange. So that's it for today. Enjoy your coffee. Instagram, thanks for watching. I hope you guys will all join the mailing list so that I can reach out to you about this awesome training. Let's go glazy crazy. Thanks, guys.